In January 2024, WWE put pen to paper by signing a $5 billion deal with Netflix over a 10-year period, which would bring WWE's flagship show, Monday Night Raw, to Netflix exclusively. Also, all other WWE shows such as SmackDown, NXT, and Premium Live events would make the jump to Netflix air outside of the US. And when I first heard about WWE moving to Netflix, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit surprised. For decades, WWE had been producing content for cable television first, and it was what fans were used to. Even though a lot of people have moved from cable TV to streaming. And international fans who were also Netflix subscribers were excited about the change because it made WWE content more accessible to them since Peacock is US only. However, some fans have expressed their frustrations at Netflix for only having a select amount of WWE content compared to Peacock and the WWE Network. Netflix currently does not have every episode of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT and classic episodes of WWE programming, and this frustration is very justified. The WWE Network had nearly every piece of content ever produced by WWE, and a lot of WWE fans believe in preserving wrestling history, and they can't go back and revisit classic moments. WWE capitalized on the shift in audience behavior from TV to streaming and partnered with the #1 streaming platform in the world to maximize their global reach. Netflix gains a part of WWE's loyal audience and a library of live and on-demand content. And it's important for us to see both the positives and negatives to show that collaboration isn't always easy, and not everyone will be on board with change. As previously mentioned, not all WWE content is available on Netflix at the moment. And the split between US and international rights for shows like Raw, NXT, and SmackDown means that fans in the US may need multiple subscriptions to access everything they want, which is very, very frustrating. So let's summarize this. All right, so the strengths and weaknesses of the collaboration are that you have global reach and scale, but the content is not fully available on Netflix. Even though you have a long-term stable partnership, you still fragment the audience because the content that US users get and the content that global users get are different. Even though you're leveraging both brands' core strengths, you still have fan concerns about access and experience. This just goes to show that change isn't always welcome. WWE spent years building their brand, which allowed them to gain these major streaming deals. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe for more. And if no one else told you, you matter, and you were put on this earth to be great.